Hello Aries, welcome to the channel. This is Asnointia here. For those of you who are returning, thank you so much for liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. And for those of you who are new, welcome. So this is a general love reading, and I'll be looking into the feelings and emotions of the person that you're connecting with on a romantic level, what it is that they're feeling and thinking towards you currently. The deck that I'm using is the Goddess Oracle deck by Amy Sophia Marashinsky. So some of you may have been in a relationship. This could have been in the past. This could be current. Others of you, it could be a situationship. And for a small portion of you, this could be someone who you have connected very energetically on a romantic level. But no one's really speaking up, even though there's this realization of this intensity. For those of you who are new, my method of reading is just slightly different. I do have the ability of channeling through my higher intuitive self to get the answers that I need. I do not channel through any spirit guides. I never have. I have certain reasons for that. At the end of this reading, I do channel Archangels Michael, Raphael, Gabriel, and Uriel to provide you with some advice based on what comes up today. Wow. Confusion and nervousness. There's nervousness. Oh my God. Okay. There are 3 cards here that are very heavy in the sense that it's gloomy, it's dark. All right. So typically, Aries, this would be your person of interest, but because of the intensity of these cards, you as well may also resonate with it. This is something that you might be feeling and going through. You both may be mirroring each other, and that is because of the type of relationship this is, and it could be a third party kind of situation. That is the overall arching theme. Here we have nourishment followed by mothering, surrender, growth, sensuality, order, fear, grief, and then we have shape-shifting. Under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. I'm going to express to you what it is that your person of interest is feeling towards you currently. My dear Aries, time has gone by, and I have realized that I wasted a lot of time. In you, I have found this perfect mate, this individual who really knows how to fulfill another. You know how to fulfill me. You fulfill me emotionally, spiritually, and physically. Everything anyone could ever want. You have that ability of providing. This is something that I've realized, that you do have this ability. However, it's up to you if you want to move forward with that. I also see and I realize that there's this mothering side of you, this nurturing side, this parenting side, this caring side that exists. There's a sense of protection, preservation, safety, love, and unconditional love. Providing for another. This is something that I've noticed as a nature of you. You are someone who is very caring, nurturing, protecting. And it makes me realize what I had before in my life. Things have changed and you don't know that I have truly surrendered to you. My mind, my heart, my body. It is yours. I feel that I belong to you and that you belong to me. Anything that you say now, I would like to do, but I'm also afraid that you may just reject me. Things started off very fast. Eventually, things started to change. I wish things could have slowed down, but they didn't. It suddenly happened. And now I realize that I don't even know who you are. This connection that accelerated. It has taught me that I need to take a step back, slow down, and learn about life, about you, about us. What were you like when you were younger? What are your fears? What are your plans ahead, far into the future? I want to know you better as a person and not as an object. You are so sensual. I have these feelings towards you that are, yes, highly charged. It is tantalizing. You can seduce without even trying. Your mannerisms, the things that you say, the things that you do, and the way that you do it, it is very seductive. Right now, things have changed in my life, and I realize that I need to make a decision. The problem is, I'm at a crossroads right now, and I'm unable to see forwards, backwards, left, or right, because the way around me is surrounded by fog. And for this reason, I am unable to move forward. Because for me, there is a whole lot of confusion, a lack of clarity. This lack of clarity leads me to have less confidence in moving forward because I cannot see the road ahead. I don't want to make a mistake because if I do, I might lose you forever. Because I'm not making a decision, I stand still. And yes, it does become annoying because there's a lack of progress. Because of this distant feeling that I have, that I do not express, I fear that I'm losing you. Because I don't express myself to you, because I don't show you that I have surrendered. I don't show you that you are the perfect mate. You are unaware of this. And because of that, I get the feeling of fear. A sense of nervousness, not knowing what to do, where to go. A long time ago, things to you may have seemed as if I'm very confident. I have a lot of self-esteem, self-confidence, very secure. I'm sure about myself. However, there is a problem. I'm not. Not anymore. I'm not sure of myself. I have a lot of insecurities. I feel paranoia and fear. Fear of the unknown, fear of expansion. The feelings that I have, they pull me back because I am nervous. I have anxiety, panic attacks, problems that I have on the inside where I am unable to be with you the way that you would like me to, out of paranoia and fear for the lack of understanding that I have. If I dive deep into water, in my mind I would like to know how deep that is, so I can know how to tackle it, how to handle it. The problem is right now I don't know how deep our situation is, and therefore I don't have the chance, the opportunity to dive in, because I want to know beforehand. Knowing you, you are very strong-minded. And I grieve now, because I feel that I have lost you forever. The things that you have said and done, the belief that I have, I want to hold you high in this darkest of skies that I live in. I exist in this darkness, and you were my only shining light. And that too now is fading. I feel that you are losing interest in me because of the lack of communication. And for you, it may feel as if it's me doing this. I feel guilty. I feel remorse and regret, sadness and melancholy for what has happened, for what I have done, for the way things turned out. I do know that in this connection, I no longer am the same person I used to be. To you, it may seem as if I'm very strong, but I am broken. And because I'm broken, my mind and my heart, my body, they don't work the way they used to. Things are different now. Overall, there's this feeling that I have that no matter where I go, no matter what I do, something happens and I always end up thinking about you in particular. I always find myself yearning, longing for you, waiting to see where you are. Are you coming? Certain things about you that I'd like to share, not only with you, but with the rest of the world. There's certain things about you that I'd like to learn and explore. But I am unable to give you the time, energy, and effort that you deserve, because my attention is being diverted elsewhere. An individual, responsibilities, a project. Even though there is distance between you and I always look just beyond my shoulder, yearning and longing for you, to see your face, to see if you are there, if you are close, if you know that I am thinking of you. I do long for you. For now, I have come to a realization that you are someone who is the perfect person for me. But I also have realized that I am afraid, and I feel grief for the things that I have said and done, and for the things that I never said that I should have, the things that I never did that I should have done. Hopefully things can get better as time goes by. All right. Aries. So, you have 3 cards here that are a little on the dark side, in the sense that there is a lot of sorrow here, there is confusion, there's a lack of clarity. And when there's confusion and a lack of clarity, an individual does not move forward or make a decision. That's what's happening here. I'm seeing the word choice. This person does need to make a choice. They do need to make a decision. They are not doing that. For that reason, this all now becomes a complicated situation. They do have nervousness, and because of this nervousness, they do not reach out to you the way that you would like them to. And because they don't, it makes them feel very sad as well. Very sad. There's sadness here and melancholy, grieving as if they've lost something. Lost something forever because they feel they are not going to be able to retrieve it or get it back. All right. Let's have a look at the beginners. Nope. This is the Lover's Path Tarot. Okay, it fell right on my lap. Awakening. And we have the 7 of Staves. So, this deck, I look into the why. Why is it that the situation has occurred? Why are you in the position that you're in? Things may have been very nice in the beginning in this connection, and for some of you it may have been very sweet. So here I look into the reason why it is no longer that. Why is there an issue? Why is it no longer sweet? Why is there this sour kind of situation? Now, for those of you that have had a lack of closure, for those of you who may have been ghosted, some of you, maybe the communication is quite less between the both of you. These are some reasons. What was on this person's mind? These are some reasons why they did what they did. We have here Awakening, followed by the 7 of Staves, and this deck I do read in the reverse. All right. We have here how at some point in time there was an unwillingness to accept affection that was being sent to them, that was being shared with them. Here there was a problem, either with children, with relationships, or with other people that were dependents. Creativity was blocked by external and internal forces, and there was a refusal to grow. So this is a jam-packed section. We have here unwillingness to accept affection. So there could have been a time, Aries, where you were giving them affection, whatever type of affection you give, however, they were not accepting it. Why were they accepting it? Because they were creatively blocked by internal and external forces. Internal would be their fears, their doubts, and external would be people, influences, other individuals that may be talking to this person that they were here and now they're off track. So that's a problem. Here we also have problems with children or relationships. So this could be problems with maybe somebody here doesn't want a child. Maybe you're in a relationship and one person does want a child, the other person does not. Maybe they want children after many years. Maybe some people here want to adopt. Maybe 2 people have kids and they find it complicated to be together, or one person doesn't want to be with another who has children and take the responsibility of that because for them, they consider that to be a burden. There's different scenarios here that I'm seeing, and it's not a burden. Kids are kids, and no matter where they are in the world, they deserve role models. Good. Two individuals that have that polarity. They need that. Human beings need that. So here we have a situation where, unfortunately, for whatever reason, For one person, they felt that they had these dreams that could come true. And from the other person's point of view, that is not what they were looking for. When you put those together, they do not mix. Oil and water does not mix. That's what's happening here. So you may have thought that you knew this person, but it turns out that your impression of them was slightly different. They're also influenced by others. And this means that they talk to others, they explain themselves to others what they're going through, what their ideas are, what their future is going to be like, what they plan for. And so other individuals are giving them advice. Now, sometimes this advice could be asked for if the person is inexperienced. And sometimes we don't even ask for it, but people give their opinions. So there are internal and external forces here that were keeping you both apart. And currently, I still see that. It's still the case. Because of the type of cards that you had in the beginning of this reading, that is what you have currently. However, this is in the past, and still in the past we had complications. Here we also have the Seven of Staves. This talks about defensiveness, being combative, and a whole lot of struggle. Feeling overwhelmed and being your own worst enemy, creating problems to distract from what was really going on. So here we do have a situation where this individual, they wanted to settle down and have a future, but they found things to be very overwhelming for them. The connection itself became very overwhelming. Usually this is when people just can't handle it. Now, one of the reasons here, because it may have been a third-party situation, or could be still, those external influences and that struggle comes from a relationship that they're in already, and therefore this individual cannot be with the other person. Right now, I'm seeing this for both parties, yourself and your person of interest. It could be that you are the person that has somebody who's extra in your life, or this other person, your person of interest, may have somebody that is that's you. So this kind of goes for both of you. Typically, it's only for you in terms of what your person of interest thinks about you. But right now, the way I'm seeing this, this can be a story for both of you right now. And it's a very broad kind of reading, these two cards right now. And the only reason I say it is it's because of the type of cards we have. So, yes, there was struggle. And yes, there was this rejection of the affection that you may have been giving to this person. Why? Because they felt that it was too much for them to handle. Literally, it's simple as that. Too much to handle. And if something's too much to handle, the easiest way out is to not handle it at all. Just ignore it. But that's not the right thing to do. By ignoring. All right, I have here the Beginner's Tarot. Oh, interesting. Okay. Strength, Judgment, two major arcanas. Three of Pentacles could be, like I said, third party situation. Got two extra cards here. All right. Interesting. So, we have here Strength. Your person of interest, remember they had the Fear card? So that talks about a lack of confidence. It talks about paranoia, feeling unworthy, feeling this sense of worthlessness. I am worthless. And my person of interest deserves better. That's what this person also felt. There's these things inside them that they feel they're not good enough. And what's happening now in the future, what I see, this is any actions, any plans, any intentions. Sorry for those of you who are new. This is what the spread is about. So I do see this individual gaining that confidence, learning more about themselves, getting that wisdom. So before the strength comes wisdom, before that becomes grief. This is what I've seen in terms of the order of things. So they've gone through that grief period, then there's this hermit mode, then there's wisdom, and then we have the strength. So this individual is going to go through a little bit of a cycle and stages. Eventually they are going to have this sense of knowledge, this sense of confidence that I'm going to get my Aries. I'm going to reach out to my Aries, but they're going to gain that confidence. They're not going to be boggled down. If you don't take the opportunity, you will miss that opportunity. And that's what this person is going to start to also fear, because it was a fear card. They're also afraid of losing you too. The next card we have here is an excellent card, Judgment. So beautiful. Right after the Strength, 2 major arcanas. Judgment. After that strength and that courage that they gain, what do they want? A second chance. Yes. So they're wanting and hoping and praying for a second chance with you, trying to make things right, trying to move on in life, trying to build something new. What's interesting is the next card, 3 of Pentacles. We have here, some of you may have worked with this person. Could be present, could be in the past. If that is the case, there is love that is growing here. So somebody here has fallen in love with somebody who is at work or maybe was at work. We also have, if that's not the case, this card also talks about an individual wanting to manifest and to construct and to build in terms of partnerships, relationships, and harmony. So this person might even want to be in your presence so that they can maybe work on a project together with you, but they want an excuse to be next to you or near you. You could know this person through somebody. If that's the case, if you do know this individual through somebody directly or indirectly, it does indicate that there's this sense of love coming through. They are starting to fall in love with you. We also have here the High Priestess. This individual is spiritual in a way. They are spiritual, but they know and they feel that they know the future. They know where this is headed. However, they are keeping quiet. They're not truly talking as much as they should be. They are hiding certain things in their heart, in their mind. These things that they are hiding, it is because they're trying to be a little secretive, simply because they don't want to expose, or even, it sounds weird, but even get the evil eye. So this individual will see how destiny and fate takes them and accepts them. But they are not going to show all their cards. They're keeping their cards close. They're not going to expose themselves. Here we also have another major arcana, the World. Because they're so quiet and they're not communicating much, it's going to start to bother them. We are social animals. People. We need to be in a society at some point in time. We can't be so alone. We do need people. Here we have the World card, where this individual wants to close the gap. They feel that they are far away from you, emotionally and physically. Even if you were living in the same home, you could be separated in the sense that you're not talking. So there's distance, even though you were living in the same home, right? Here, this individual realizes that you do mean the world to them. You are their world. And with this, they want to move on going forward. They want to be closer to you. They want to make the most out of this particular connection. An absolutely gorgeous and very positive card we have here is the Ace of Cups. Your person of interest here, there's going to be the sense of forgiveness. There's a desire to have forgiveness. This forgiveness that exists, it is because of something that's happened in the past. Either they are going to ask for forgiveness, perhaps you are, but most likely I see this person giving you and offering you this. But in addition to this forgiveness kind of feeling, they also want to offer you love and show you how they feel, this affection that they have. So I'm getting, it's a 2-for-1 deal. Forgiveness and a restart, a reboot in this connection. It's a really nice one, guys. I do see this person reaching out to you. They have the strength to do so. They want a second chance. They realize that they know you very well. You mean the world to them, and they don't want to lose the chance anymore. They are going to want to reach out here. We also have here the 3 of Wands. They'll know it when they see it. They haven't seen it yet. This is how we describe this card, as this individual is waiting for the ships to come in. Now, the way I describe it, they'll know it when they see it. Sometimes the ships do come in, but still, even then, there might be a problem. Even at that point, there may be this lack of understanding, not really knowing what to do, what step to take, at what point. All right. So that is this part of your reading, guys. Let me know in the comments below if any of this so far has resonated. All right, so as mentioned in the title, there is going to be a little bonus in this reading. What I'm going to do is start off first with Archangel Answer cards, as I always do, and then I have 3 more decks that I will be pulling out here. And these are all angel-based cards for a spiritual purpose reading. Just going to do a quick prayer. All right. I have shuffled this so many times, and what's interesting is this card has popped up a lot. Same position, which is kind of funny, but that's what it is. We have your opportunity, and then we have no. So what I want to do is just clarify that. Okay. We have here opportunity. Then we have recovery. Ah, I got it. Okay. Yep, okay, that's it. So, I have shortened this particular one because I'm going to be talking about many other decks right now. Now, first card's the strongest. We do have here an opportunity. So there is going to be an opportunity that is going to come your way. Definitely take the opportunity and never know till you try. They're saying here, no, it's not related, by the way, to this card, but no, do ask your angels. So there are certain questions, certain things that you have in your heart and your mind. Maybe you can't even talk to an individual about it because it's so strange. It's so odd. Don't worry. That's why you have the angels. That's why you have celestial beings. That's why you have God. To do all those inside talks. You will get messages intuitively. You can get messages literally in signs and synchronicities. You're driving by, you see a billboard, and there's this phrase it only makes sense to you, or you're hearing the radio, and these words just kind of scream right at you, and you know that, wow, that is meant for me. It's a very instinctive feeling. Only those of you that have gone through it know it. It's not something that can, be explained just like that. It has to be experienced. So some of you may have experienced this, seeing numbers and signs and synchronicities. So when you do ask your angels, the way I do it, this is my method. If some of you want to implement this, sure you can. I do pray to the Christ consciousness. Through Christ in my mind, I call upon His Father, who we call the Source. These angels work for the Source. It's like a hierarchy, like manager and employees. So with the Source, I let the Source know what my problem is, and I request for the Source to send, and the Source is God, the Divine. I ask the Divine to send these angels. I ask permission. Can you please send these angels to help me? And within a split second, you are in the presence of these angels. Sometimes you feel it, sometimes you don't. But even when you ask, whether you ask for something positive or negative, you will be connected with that energy. And so at that point, it's almost like a Wi-Fi connection. You are connected to these beings. And then you just talk. Tell them what your issue is. Ask them to give you a sign. Sometimes you can hear a voice in your head. Sometimes you just listen to yourself and you know that there's this feeling. And of course, those signs, those synchronicities, right? Those type of things, those messages will be coming through very strongly. So here we do have ask your angels, and once you ask, you will receive those type of answers. One thing they do want you to be careful about and to focus on is also your health. Health is wealth, health is happiness. We have here recovery, your person of interest, this connection, if it is specifically, if it's a third party situation. And third party could mean also that maybe they're working somewhere far away and they're unable to give you that time. Perhaps they just have gone through a divorce and they have a lot of other responsibilities with their kids from that relationship, and so they can't dedicate that much time to you. These are, scenarios that occur in people's lives that can also be considered third party. In a way. And then, of course, we have the traditional third party where somebody's having an affair. Somebody's cheating on someone, but they may not even consider it cheating because that is the love of their life. And the person that they're with now, they wonder, what happened? Why did I even marry this person? Why am I with this person? How could I have not seen this? Were my eyes, why are they so blind? These things happen. And what's difficult, and I know this, you guys know this, some of you, that the person that you're with right now, you may have had a great connection with them in the beginning. But then you meet somebody else, and your question is, where have you been all my life? These two people are most likely, 99.99% of the time, I have seen that these people are still people from your past life. They are spiritually connected with you. You could have been married to one, engaged to the other, married to maybe both of them in a past life. They both could have been either your husbands or your wives, and in different lifetimes. So how do you judge? How do you choose? That's why it hurts so much, because it's double the love, double the pain. For those of you that are interested in that type of, this clarity and what is all this, on my other channel, Asnointia Audio, which is on YouTube, it is absolutely free. Absolutely free, all the videos, beginning to end. Do visit that channel. You guys might find some of the information helpful. I have some videos on spiritual connections, and that will really be helpful for those of you that may feel that this is a past life connection. I have past life videos there related to that. I do past life readings. Right now they're on pause. If you want, you can always reach out, and I'll try to put you on the waiting list, and I'll let you know how the process goes. Some of the other videos I have are on relationships, and there is, so far, one video that I have specifically on negative energies. I do recommend the Chakra Checkup, which is on my website. This is a package that I have. I have the ability of remotely having a look into your home. With the help of my angel guide and my higher intuitive self, I'm able to see negative energies in your home, around your aura, and inside of your body, which are your chakra centers. And I teach you how to get rid of these things so that you have a better balance, so that you only have positive energy around you and these negative energies leave you alone. because they do not. And I teach you certain techniques. Once you have it for life. You have that knowledge for life. I would recommend that chakra checkup for those of you that feel that your mind, body, spirit, and your soul are being plagued and affected by negativity around you. This will help you. I also have the self-help guide, which is the Holy Light package. And that is also similar to this, but it's just more, it's broad. And it's generic, it's general. It does do the job. It gets rid of these negative energies. However, it's just not a personal reading that I would usually give to you. The Holy Light package plus the Water Wellness package, because this is recovery, I recommend the both of them put together. They're very strong. And if you do get the chakra checkup, still I would recommend for you to get the Water Wellness package. Okay, moving on. We do have here, yes, under the bottom of the deck, the overall arching theme. Yes, here does indicate to me that yes, you are going to take this opportunity, and yes, there is going to be a good recovery. And yes, after you ask these questions to your angels, the answer is yes, you will be receiving answers. And some of you, the reason why the no came here, no, ask your angels. Some of you may have been asking people. Some of you may have been getting some type of guidance from others. One of the issues there is that the information that's coming through could be bias. It might not be 100% the type of information that you need for your betterment. That's why we are getting this type of message here. All right, I'm going to pull out some extra cards. So on my website, which is, I'm not currently, it's kind of out of stock right now. I'm not doing those readings currently. It is the spiritual journey and your spiritual path reading. So here, I'm going to be pulling out some cards for you. This is something that may occur in the upcoming year, something that you should be focusing on. These are words of wisdom, words of encouragement from the angels in heaven. Okay, very powerful. A very strong card indeed. Take back your power. Yeah, that goes very well with the recovery card. Spiritual understanding. For those of you that actually do get to have a reading in terms of the chakra checkup, I do give you a lot of personal like information about, but I guess you could call the supernatural, or rather spiritual understanding, which is really interesting. During that reading, I do a particular, sometimes I do a bonus reading, and these two cards, which is really funny, these two cards do come up often. And it's because at that point in time, I've given you a lot of understanding regarding spiritual things, which you most likely didn't have any information about before. These are very unique things. And also take back your power, because some people are powerless when they are under the influence of negative energies, because then we become weak emotionally, spiritually, and physically. I'm going to go through those cards in detail just a moment. Here I also have, so this is Archangel Oracle cards, and here I have Archangel Therapy cards. Oh, okay. Oh boy, fell down. Past life issue. That is exactly what I was saying. This person is from your past life. So, for those of you that do want a reading, please do reach out to me. And I'll put you on, at the very least, a waiting list, because I do have one right now. Then I have here, Heal Away Addictions. So there's certain things that you have in terms of addictions, or maybe certain kinds of habits that need to be changed. Okay, got it. Here we have Innocence, followed by Child. All right. So, let's have a look. First card, the strongest here, we have take back your power. Archangel Raziel is saying, use your God-given power and intention to manifest blessings in your life. So you do have that power to do that. However, this card typically comes in my readings after you are successful in removing the jinns, demons, evil spirits around you and your home, around your aura, inside of your body. That is when you're able to take back your power, after that's removed. If you don't know how to do that, go to my website, read a few of the packages, and you'll know which one is best for you. Here we also have spiritual understanding. Archangel Raziel, again, it's Raziel, interesting. Archangel Raziel is saying, I am bringing you esoteric information and symbols and helping you understand spiritual truths. So what's going to happen is this gateway, this doorway is going to open for you after you get rid of these negative energies, and all these signs and synchronicities are going to come to you. You're going to ask those questions. You're going to get answers from your angels, and you're going to have certain types of symbols and information that's going to come to you to understand spiritual truths and truths about yourself and how you can handle and deal with this particular situation, this person. Now, this is really interesting because I was mentioning before that this may be a third party, or it may be a situation where you have a connection with somebody that is from your past life. And you did get the past life card here. This is only one card in this entire deck. Past life issue. This situation has a basis on one of your previous lifetimes. Ask your angels to help you remember, to release, to learn, and to heal from your past experiences. Now, some of you may have the ability to do that. Others of you, you may not. And, of course, that is why I do past life readings, to give you that clarity. So, as I mentioned before, feel free, reach out, and I'll let you know when the readings are open, and you can place an order. We have a very important one here. Like I said, health is wealth, health is happiness. Some of you, just a small portion of you, do have unhealthy habits. And these unhealthy habits have made you quite ill because of the situation that you have been with this person. So this person and you, maybe for a small portion of you, it did not work out, or there's something that's really bothering you and you started to develop certain habits, or you got back into certain habits that you had before. Recovery. It's important to recover, because if you don't, you're going to try. Oh dear, I'm getting the word drunkenness. Drunkenness. I'm seeing that right now in my mind's eye. So, yeah, take care of yourself, guys. You do that and you are inviting negative energies inside of from your mouth, from your ears, from your nose. That's what happens. You invite negative energies in. Because at that point when we are intoxicated, we end up, our spiritual guard becomes a bit porous, has little tiny holes in it. These negative energies can come through those holes. If I'm to explain it in a way where you can understand, that's kind of how it works. And so it's best not to. To a certain degree, socially, that's okay. But then when you go a little overboard, you're really, really bringing things in and making things worse for yourself. And it's an endless cycle. Here we have heal away addictions. Let me read the card. It's time to let go of behaviors that are blocking you from your heart's desire. Archangel Raphael, ask Archangel Raphael to help you with this healing. So Archangel Raphael can help you with this healing as well. But also I would recommend that you also call upon Archangel Michael to ask to protect you from even the temptation. You see, when I get rid of negative energies, at this point in my life, thank God, with the grace of God, they don't have the courage anymore to come close to me because of me radiating the energy that I do. So temptation for me is even farther out there. it doesn't even come close. Because temptation, there's a demon of temptation. There's a spirit of temptation. There's a spirit of anger, a spirit of depression. These type of entities exist. Have a look, guys. Have a look at my other channel, Asnointia Audio. Like I said, they're absolutely free. Have a look at the video that I've created that's called Negative Energies. It talks about jinns, demons, evil spirits, what and who these things are, and you will understand how all this fits into all that. How this type of stuff that's addictions leads to you not feeling well. And the feeling well doesn't have to just only be regarding the physical. It can be the spiritual as well. It's all related. Here we have, the word is interconnected. I'm getting, okay, it's all interconnected. We have your innocence, very sweet. Beloved one, everyone is guiltless in truth, as no one can alter God's handiwork of perfection. Give us your feelings of heaviness so we can lighten your load. Give us any guilt, any anger, or any blame that may shroud your loving outlook. Enjoy the peace within your heart once more. Oh, you are sad. Damn. That's why you're doing this. That's why these addictions exist, because it has truly ruined some of you. It's a new year. And as long as you have breath, you are alive, you have potential. Just remember that. And potential is important. That's one of your life's missions. To be something bigger and better than what you are, that's all of our missions, in terms of our soul mission. So, take it one day at a time, one step at a time. It's not just about the spiritual here. Some of you, and I'm not, and by any means, any medical person, I'm not even good at science, but metaphysics, sure. Metaphysical, pseudoscience, yeah. Do talk to somebody who may be a medical practitioner, maybe a therapist, somebody who you could talk to regarding an addiction or behavior. Because this is, let me tell you one thing, these type of things only increase because there will be a mountain of negative energies that take advantage of you. And you, like this card says, you need to take your power back. Once upon a time, you had this power. You don't have it anymore. But it's there. It's just that it's buried. It's right here. It's buried under all these other layers. Once you get away, once you get rid of these layers, you'll find your true self and you will once bloom again. That's what you need. And it's there. You just have to rediscover it. We have here innocence, and then we have a really beautiful card here where the angels are telling you to take care of yourself. This is all about you, Aries, this coming year. It's all about you. You take care of yourself. Child, you care deeply about children, and they readily respond to your love. All children, including your own inner child, require love, affection, and attention. We can clear and open your heart and schedule so that you can give more time and energy to the children who need you. So that's one of your life purposes too. One of many people's life purposes. I've mentioned this in other readings. Some of you, if you get the time, do read a little bit of my bio in the beginning on my website. So I do connect a lot with the divine. This is the Christ consciousness and the Father of who we call Christ. And he once told me a few years ago, he says that my children, these children that are us, doesn't matter how old you are, I want my children to act like children. I want them to behave like children and to have fun and to enjoy life and to learn new things. It's difficult, I know. We're grown-ups and we have responsibilities, we have stresses, we have so many nasty things that happen to us in our lives. But do be mindful of the good times that you can actually cherish, each moment that you have where you can laugh, where you can have some fun. Do that, because that becomes a good memory. Have that childlike feeling inside of you. Another thing that he's told me, and it's a he, the being, prefers to be in the alpha state. It does have feminine and it does have masculine qualities, but it prefers being in the masculine state. This is something that I've noticed. Because when God, I could say, when God talks to me, it's a male's voice. And what he said was, he has a very soft spot for kids, for children. So when you get this card called, literally it's called child, and it's talking about you helping other kids as well as yourself. This is one of your life purposes. In this lifetime, if you do donate to other charities, that's perfectly fine. However, in addition to the charities that you donate to, either your time, energy, or effort, I do recommend, because of this card, because of some of the things that have come up today, even innocence. You have innocence and then you have child, right? Children are innocent. And even yourself, there's a part of your Aries that's very childlike, that's very soft and gentle. You need to take care of yourself as well, in addition to others. So you can donate your time, and it could be to money, even to an orphanage, kids who are maybe refugees. But there's child and youth, okay? Just keep that in mind, that is the theme. This will earn you karma points. But remember, these karma points that you're going to be getting, you can't do it in a very selfish way. It has to be selfless. If it's genuinely selfless, then you will gain on a karmic level good things, and good things will come to you. Good blessings will come to you, and things will work out for you. It happens. The more positive you are, you're going to be getting all that good vibe. It doesn't matter where you help children or a child. Could be a child that needs a tutor, right? A tutor, somebody that needs to teach somebody, or mentor, right? As long as it is a connection with even one child, because one human being can make a difference, right? On planet Earth. And children are our future. The world's only going to be working when these kids grow up. They make the world go round. So it's important to invest in that, but also because they are innocent. And that is one of your life purposes, to do that. One of the things that they want you to do is also take care of yourself in terms of your health, your body, your addictions, your habits, your behaviors, trying to find a better balance for yourself. Eventually, you are going to gain more spiritual understanding and more clarity after you get rid of these negative energies. If you want, you can always get the Chakra Checkup package, or you can get the Holy Light package plus the Water Wellness package. Those two are very strong together. And that is your reading, guys. That was very deep. There was a lot in this reading. Do let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. I'm seeing red wine. Somebody's drinking red wine, but it's a female that's drinking red wine. She's going like this with it. And it's in the glass. It's because of sadness. So let's transfer that energy, people. I know it's easier said than done, but transfer that energy from how you feel so deep, so bad, to something that's beautiful. And it's important not to rush into any relationship. Don't rush. You need to heal first. And when you're healing, almost take it like it's time for yourself. It's you and yourself. Myself, I think it's called. Vacation. It's just going to be you, and that's it. All right. Guys, I hope I was able to provide you with some clarity and some guidance in your situations. Do let me know in the comments below if any of this has resonated. Like I said before, your reading actually was really different. Very different. Like I said before, have a look at my other channel, Asnointia Audio. I have a few videos there that you may find very interesting. And like I said before, they are all free. All right, then. You all take care, stay safe, and happy holidays to you all. Bye now.